Welcome, one and all, to podcast episode number 8. Can you believe it, Jennifer? It's number 8 already in business in the VOM today. And if you don't know what VOM stands for, you don't belong in the village of Mamaroneck. Yes, that's probably the first thing you had to learn as I'm talking to our guest here if you can't see him. Anyways, hi, I'm Michael Murphy. I'm the current president of the Chamber of Commerce of Mamaroneck, and this is my co-host, the Chamber Vice President, Jennifer O'Neill. How you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm great, Michael.
Okay, that's good to have you. We're here again, number 8. Now, the Mamaroneck Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership organization established in 1917. Can you believe it? It was called the Businessmen Association of Mamaroneck. We are a thriving group of merchants, restaurateurs, professionals dedicated to helping and supporting one another for the good of the community. A special shout out to the executive officers and the board members, all volunteers in the chamber who work diligently at making the Chamber of Commerce which promotes and supports all businesses in the village. The chamber will continue to work hard at following our slogan, which is
Keep it local.
Keep it local. That is encouraging shopping, dining, hiring, going to the Emlyn Theater, doing business locally, and advocating for businesses in the village of Mamaroneck, or the VOM. Where do we begin, Jennifer?
We're beginning with our very first guest of the day, David Bander from the Emlyn Theater. He's
David,
the executive director.
We should give him a hand. It's the Emlyn Theater. Yes,
Stop, you're too kind. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, David. Can you tell me what drew you to Mamaroneck? How did you get here?
How did I get
and
to
where
Mamaroneck?
are you from?
I'm originally from outside of Seattle, Washington, a little town called Woodinville. You may know their Woodinville whiskey. There are a lot of wineries. Chateau Saint Michel is in Woodinville, Washington. And I got headhunted last summer. I got headhunted. Somebody said, they need you in Mamaroneck. And I said, where's Mamaroneck? And they said, it's a nice...
Often ask that question, David.
Nice, easy train ride from the city. And I said, great, sign me up. Flew out last October, saw it, met a bunch of wonderful people, saw the theater, and thought, this is where I'm moving.
And you've been happily employed at the Emlyn ever since, bringing shows to all of the villagers.
Yes.
What is it that the community, specifically the business community, could do to help support the Emlyn?
Yeah, I don't think it's a one-way street. I don't think it's what can the business community do to help support the Emlyn. I think it's how do the business community and the Emlyn help support each other, and how do we support growing our community. And I think really it's driving people to Mamaroneck, driving for us customers, obviously ticket sales, but how do we partner with businesses? How do we help be a good partner, either through offering sponsorships where we can also promote your business, or by doing packages with restaurants, activities, other things in the village. And I really think that rising tides float all boats. And so the more people we get in the Emlyn, the more it's going to help the businesses. And the more the businesses are bringing people in and to the Emlyn, the more business they're going to get. So
I absolutely agree. There's nothing more fun than parking right here locally, going to a restaurant for dinner, and then leaving and running to go see a show at the Emlyn. I mean, it's so convenient. You don't have to go down to the city and fight traffic and pay an arm and a leg for parking or jump on the train. We have everything you need right here in our very own village.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're like a biosphere right here in the village of Mamaroneck. You don't have to go anyplace else.
Why would you want to?
Really? Now, I've been to the Emlyn Theater for years. I've been going there. It is like one of those. This reminds me of about Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck has all these amazing things that people do or don't know about. A lot of people don't know about it. About the Emlyn Theater, it's just a terrific place to see world-class entertainment of all kinds. Personally, I'm a rock and roll fan. I love the Ladies of Laughter. Those kind of shows I'll always be going to. In fact, I'm going to the show tonight to see Hell's Bells, right?
I'll see you there.
Amazing. Of course you will. But more people should know about the Emlyn Theater. For how many seats in the theater?
264.
Not a bad seat in the house.
Truly.
Even if you had to stand in the back, which I don't let you do. It is an amazing place. The sound is as near perfect as you can get in a theater of any size, right? And so why spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to fight traffic and whatever? You've got it right over here. We've got the amazing jewel of the Emlyn Theater, and we should do whatever we can to promote this.
I enjoy a seat in the balcony. It's fun to just get up and dance on the aisles, and I've been known to do it. It's a lot of fun.
What show was that?
It was the Allman Brothers cover band. It was wonderful.
What's with the cover bands? They seem to
People
be
like them. It's nostalgic.
Is it? Is that
You know,
it?
people want to do stuff that is comfortable for them. So we've got nostalgic tribute bands. We've got new acts. So if you want to go in the city, but you don't want to go in the city, but you want to see something new and cutting edge, we've got some of that. We've got stuff for everybody from ages 3 up. So if you've got little kids or you've got grandkids, we've got stuff for them. If you are a teenager and you want to see some cool new artists, we've got that. If you no longer have the kids and you're a fresh empty nester, we've got stuff for you. And if you need, a little bit of extra help because you're getting up there in age, we've got stuff for you too.
Very convenient. I'm just thinking, I think the name of that band was Soulshine. Was that
Yep.
right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I give them the credit.
I was there.
It was a fabulous.
It was
night.
amazing.
I was there.
What a show.
Were we all there?
We were all
we
there.
Didn't, we didn't
right.
see it together.
Yeah. It was amazing. So anyways, holidays are here.
Holidays are coming.
What's on the schedule?
We've got lots of great shows, both holiday themed and not holiday themed. We've got some rock shows. We've got some tributes. We've got Joan Osborne. We've got a Laurel Canyon show that's doing music of the Doors, the Mamas and the Papas. We've got the frontman of Toad the Wet Sprocket, Glenn Phillips, coming. And then we've got some holiday themed shows. We've got for families, we've got Uno Dos Tres Andres, who has a 1 billion who've got 1 billion streams on YouTube. They're coming. It's a family show. It's sponsored by PBS Kids. We've got, for those that are into classical music, we've got a Classic Christmas on December the 1st. That's some of your chamber holiday favorites, chamber music, Chamber of Commerce, different things, but you probably still like it. Get you in the mood for the season. And then we've got 8 performances of Nutcracker Dream, which is a 90-minute affordable version of the Nutcracker. So you can get in, you can get out. It's for everybody. It's super accessible. Tickets for that start at only $30.
That's fabulous. It's so nice that you make things accessible for everybody. I think that's really important.
Thank you. It's definitely a core tenet of our mission is to remain accessible and affordable. And, the thing that the big elephant in the room with nonprofits, as I know the Chamber knows, is that we rely so heavily on donations. And we can keep our tickets affordable because of sponsorships from the business community, donations from individuals, because we never want to have to turn away somebody who wants to see a show but can't. So that's what we're doing to keep things affordable. And it's all thanks to support from this community.
So everyone remember when you go to the Nutcracker, which I know is in big demand in this area, everybody loves it, remember to give a donation to the Emlyn Theater.
And if you're listening to this broadcast and you've never been to the Emlyn Theater, talk to me, talk to Jennifer, talk to David. You've got to go. You've got to see this place. It's amazing. It's great. In fact, we're going to dinner tonight in the show. We're going to dinner at down the street here at Don Hito's. Walk through the back, right to the show. Very convenient. Very nice. So, David, so you're the Emlyn Theater itself has been a member of the Chamber for a long, long time. You've been in the Chamber since you've been here. You've been a part of that, representing the Emlyn Theater. So, your take on the Chamber. So, what do you think? And the Village of Mamaroneck in general.
Oh, I love it here. I love the Chamber members. I love this community. I love going to dinner or going out after, going to grab a drink, and I see people I know. I've only been here not even a year, but I see so many familiar faces, and people stop me on the street. They're saying, "Aren't you the guy from the Emlyn?" I say, "Yeah, that's me." Said, "Oh, I'm so excited for this show," or "I came to this show." And I love that about this community. I love how tight-knit it is, but still welcoming for members of all walks of life. And you were also welcoming to me coming in just under a year ago.
Yeah, just a Seattle Mariner fan from the West Coast.
We put the word out when you got here, David.
Hey, great to have you on the show, man. This is fantastic. Thank you for the work that you're doing at the Emlyn. But the show must go on. On to the next guest.
Thank you, David.
Thanks.
Well, it's time to meet the Chamber board member. And who's our board member today, Jennifer?
Bill Jablonski.
Hi.
Bill from Sedona Tap House. Great to have you here. Usually I'm meeting you at the Tap House.
Well, I appreciate that, too.
Yes, it's the other Chamber office, we call it. Yes. Well, as mentioned, the Chamber board members are all volunteers. That's right, Jennifer. You are a volunteer and work diligently. Bill, you're a volunteer as well. We work diligently to make the Chamber organization, which promotes and supports all businesses in the Village of Mamaroneck. And thank you, Bill, for your service to the Chamber and the Village of Mamaroneck. Now, tell us, why did you pick Mamaroneck for Sedona Tap House?
It's actually a funny story. We were looking for a place to open a restaurant, my partner Ron Duckstein and myself. And we were looking in the area, Larchmont, Harrison, Mamaroneck. And we came across this site, and as you guys should know, and I'm sure a lot of other people know, it was many iterations of restaurants before us. And about 30-something years ago, it was the Ground Round. And my partner was actually the general manager there at the Ground Round for some time. He met his wife there, and they've been together ever since then. And he came to me and says, Bill, it's great karma. It's a great community. We got to open the restaurant here. And we did, and it's been great.
Oh, it's an amazing location. You have something that every restaurant in the area here in Mamaroneck wants, and that's
Parking.
But you can have parking, but you got to have great food and a great atmosphere, and you've got them both.
Well, I
it's
appreciate
amazing.
that.
And there's one other thing you've got, and you've got a community spirit to give back, and you've proven that. I've never seen that before from a restaurant like that, where you guys have your dine out for charity.
Right.
Now, how did that come about?
Well, right in the beginning, we realized that, well, we've known it for a long time. If you give to the community will come back and support you. And I've seen it in restaurants over and over and over again. So we wanted to do that right in the beginning. And actually, believe it or not, it was hard to do in the beginning. We would go to these charities and say, look, we want to raise money for you, and this is how we do it. We'll discount our food, and we'll give you some of the money of the proceeds of those items. And they said, no, thank you. I said, I'm trying to give you money. And they said, no, we don't need it. I said, okay. So it took me a good 6-8 months to really get people to understand the program and the fact that I'm not trying to get something from them. It's a way for them to raise money. And it's been a success ever since then.
Well, I think they understand it now. I was at an event a little while ago where Bill was being honored, and they asked, how many people in this room have benefited from this program? And so many people stood up. It was incredible. So thank you so much for all you do for the community.
You're
it
welcome.
really does have an impact.
I didn't realize how many people I touched until I turned around and saw all those people.
Well, it's not only that, it's interesting that because what you're actually doing besides giving, the gift of giving to that organization, but you're also an example to other businesses of giving back into the community, of doing something for the community other than just, being a business that, has a service, the service transaction of whatever. So thank you. And thank you on behalf of the South Shore St. Patrick's Day Parade and the March. Every March for the last several years, we've been the charity in the month of March for the March of the parade, and it's been great. And we have our scholarship. We give a scholarship to students through the parade, and we've had these events there. The last one was awesome. So really, we should have recorded the whole thing.
He brings bagpipers. He brings all kinds of people.
Yeah, come on, it's afraid. So you guys were terrific during the pandemic too. I know restaurant businesses were hurting all over the place, and it's changed industries. How has it changed the restaurant industry, specifically Sedona Tap House?
Well, going back to the pandemic, that was a hard hit for everybody, not just restaurants. But going back to the Dine Out for Charities, I was able to contact the charities and I say, look, we're struggling. I mean, everyone's struggling, but we're struggling. And we've given back to you. And I said, I'd like you to put out information to your base, to your people, and say support local. I said, I don't want you to say support Sedona Tap House. It has nothing to do with me, but it has to do with the whole community. We all need to support each other. And they did. They contacted their bases, and people started doing carry out. And then when we had restricted seatings, they were coming in. It was a nice show of what the community can do to help you. If you give a little bit of help to them, it shows you what they can give back. Since then, as I think everyone knows, it's just logistics more than anything else. Can I get something that I need for my recipes? If I can get it, how much is it going to cost now? Because pricings are up, transportation is rough. It's a whole new ballgame. And then you look at staffing-wise, you've got people who now realize that they don't have to go to a job, a place to work. So you have a whole generation of people now that work from their living room coffee table in pajamas, and trying to get people to actually come back out to work. It's a little rough.
Tough on all of us. The Chamber's been talking about promoting a Taste of Mamaroneck, and which before you, our guest was David Bander from the Emlyn Theater, and after you is going to be Heather Capel from Artistry, who do put on shows, right? And I think the idea, and we've talked about this, the idea of a dinner and a show in Mamaroneck would be fantastic. So also we've got these many great restaurants within the village of Mamaroneck, like Sedona Tap House. If people don't know about it, they should try it. I mean, once they try it, they'll be back there. They'll be back there at least twice a month. the people from outside the community. The ones locals usually come once a week, if not more. But we want people to find out about these wonderful restaurants like Sedona Tap House here. Now, any ideas how we might get that to work?
Well, I will tell you, a Taste of Sedona, Taste of Mamaroneck, doesn't have to be just restaurants. I mean, it can include the chocolatier on Boston Post Road. It can include the Italian deli down the road and the pastries and all these other things. I think the whole community can get behind this thing. But it's got to be, I think it's got to be boots on the ground kind of thing. We've got to talk to each other and explain to them what the program is. And it's not that they have to discount or give stuff away, but just demonstrate their wares in a way that makes people want to come here. I mean, once they come here, Mamaroneck's great. So many different things to do. You can go down to the harbor. You can go to the M1 Theater. There's a movie theater right next door, and then have dinner. I think it'd be a great weekend.
We might not have parking, but we have a great vibe on the avenue.
We've got great food.
Yeah.
And you were talking about
And
the ground
in the
round.
village, yeah.
The thing about the ground round was that it was fun.
Right.
And when you go into Bill's restaurant, it has a fun, energetic.
Yeah, the fun has stayed.
Yeah.
That's true.
It absolutely
Yes.
has.
All the restaurants in between never had the kind of the same vibe as you guys have managed to maintain over the years, which is great. You've been in business for how many years?
Sedona, we've been in business 10 years now.
Wow. I would have said 5. So holidays are coming up. It's coming into Thanksgiving over here. Is there anything you can see to tell people about that the reason they should go to Sedona other than to come for the burgers or all the great other food items that you have?
And drinks.
And yes.
Funny enough, we're doing a promotion we started in the beginning of November, and we run it to the end of December, where we do discounted gift cards. Well, not discounted. If you buy a $100 gift card, we give you a $20 bonus card, which is good January through March of next year. So you get $20 for free, basically, for buying a $100
And that's
gift
what
card.
I used to give the teachers for my kids' school for the holidays. They don't need another thing with an apple on it, or
Exactly.
they give them a gift card to a restaurant,
Yeah.
and then you get $20, for the next teacher.
Wow.
It's a great gift, and they do appreciate
And
it.
the teachers come out on Fridays, let me tell you. So they're all there right now.
Great. It is a Friday. That's right. And we will be there sometime during the next few weeks, whatever. I'll be there probably sometime next week. So,
Sounds
it's great to have whatever that was. Oh, it's my watch. Anyways, great to have you in the chamber. It's great to have you as a member. Great to have you on the board. Can you give us an idea of why you joined the chamber, what it means to you?
You hounded me. No.
That's
I'm
true.
kidding.
That wasn't what I said to say.
No,
It's on the
Be
script.
careful what you ask, Michael.
But I did hound
Actually, I
you,
joined
right.
the chamber before Michael was president. I do say that. It's a good way to meet people in the community. Like, for example, for me, it's hard for me to get out. I'm at work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I have to squeeze time to do my family stuff, let alone go out and meet business. The chamber makes it very easy to go out and meet different businessmen and talk about what's going on in the community and how we can help each other and build the business. Being a board member is just kind of a bonus because I get to be a little bit more involved in some of the events.
Right. Hey, you're a great restaurant. You're a great community presence, great give back to the community, and a great chamber member. Thank you for being on the show, Bill. We'll see you at the Sedona Tap House.
Sounds good.
We'd like to welcome to the show in the member spotlight Heather Capel from Artistry, which, if you don't know, is right next to Jill's on West Mamaroneck Avenue. I'm sorry, no, it isn't. It's on West Boston Post Road, down the street from Mamaroneck Avenue, right across from the entrance to the harbor.
That's right.
So welcome, Heather. We're happy that you could join us.
Oh, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
So, Heather, I asked if I could ask the first question here.
Yes.
I read your bio on the Artistry website, and honestly, it read like a country western song, like mostly a #1 hit
Of course.
from Nash, Oklahoma, to the stage in Manhattan.
Yes, yes.
Got to tell us about
How
that.
did that happen? Well, yes, I grew up in a town, tiny little town in northwest Oklahoma of 100 people. There were 12 people in my graduating class, and that was actually 2 towns combined. But my grandparents loved Broadway. They loved musicals. So I spent a lot of time with them when I was younger, and we would listen to all of the soundtrack albums, the Rodgers and Hammerstein, Lerner and Lowe. So I was the weird kid driving a tractor listening to the soundtrack of Camelot, going, when can I get out? I now, as an adult, see the beauty and the goodness of this great place that I grew up in, but I knew that I always wanted to move to New York. So eventually, my first performing job was with Walt Disney World, and then I performed regionally all over the country in different shows and got my equity card and moved to New York and performed here, and then fell into teaching accidentally because I was too scared to wait tables. And there was an ad in Backstage that said, do you like to sing show tunes and do you like children? And I said, well, I like to sing show tunes. And I started teaching and fell in love with it. And that's what brought me here today.
So also on your bio is your parents are both teachers.
This is true.
And
Yes.
I think you said that you didn't see yourself ever being a teacher.
No.
And here you are. But it's more than teaching, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean, it's more than just that.
Absolutely. It's very funny. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up, there was no way I was going to be a teacher, but somehow it was in my blood, and I would watch how they really affected and shaped and molded the lives of these students of theirs. And so I just had to come by it naturally my own way. My father was a math teacher and a high school girls basketball coach. And my mother was a speech pathologist, so I surely didn't do either one of those things. Not too sporty and not great at math, but I found my own way into education, into something that I'm really passionate about.
Well, now artistry is located in Mamaroneck. It's been here for
Yes.
how long?
So it's an interesting story. Technically, artistry is going into its 10th year, but I have been teaching in that studio for 17 years.
Wow.
In 2008, I opened it up for another owner and was her general manager and managed the location until 2015, when she decided she just wanted to go in a different direction. And I decided to get really brave in a meeting and say, don't shut it down, just sell it to me. And she said yes. And so my husband and I bought it. And so it has been artistry, our own company, for 10 years now.
Now, that's your story. My story is I have been driving by the artistry, the building there
Yes.
for years,
Yes.
obviously. And I've never seen one of your productions until this past summer.
Right.
And I saw Guys and Dolls,
Yeah.
and I'm at the Emlyn Theater, and I'm having a blast. Not only am I having a blast, but everybody in the room is having a blast, and the people on stage are having the time of their lives. It was a great experience. And I turned to the person next to me and I said, why don't they have this more often? I mean, who knew it was going to be this great, right?
Aw.
It was really good.
Thank
so
you.
if you out there have never been to an artistry production, take it from me. You got to go. This is a great holiday gift. Give the gift of the artistry. Get tickets because you got a performance coming up, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing that we feel so blessed about is that we get to do all of our big shows at the Emlyn Theater, our jewel here in Mamaroneck. I don't know what we would do without them. And David Bander, their executive director, and the whole team really offer all of our performers, all the way from the third graders through the adults, the opportunity to really have a professional theater arts experience right here in Mamaroneck. So we do have shows coming up in January. Well, I don't know when this is actually going to air. We're finishing up our elementary shows this weekend. Our 3rd through 5th graders are doing Frozen. So
Nice.
but in January, we start out January 11th and 12th with our 2 high school casts that are doing Chicago. And truly, minus maybe a few adult words, it is exactly the show that you would see on Broadway right now. One of the few shows that you are able to get the rights to that is actually still on Broadway that you can do in an educational setting like ours. And these high schoolers are truly the most talented, the best of the best in all of Westchester County and Connecticut. And you will be blown away by the talent and their enthusiasm and energy. And it's such a joy. And then the weekend after that, it's our middle school productions of Matilda Jr. So we have 3 casts that will be doing an hour-long version of that show as well, which is great for all family members, especially your younger kids who a 2-hour show might be a little bit long for them, but they can come see a 1-hour version of Matilda January 17th, 18th, and 19th. And those are all at the Emlyn Theater. And then again, our big summer musical. Last year it was Guys and Dolls, and this year I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little early. We are doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for our summer musical, and that is our intergenerational musical. We work with At Home on the Sound, a local senior organization, and last year our cast of 35 members had ages 8 to 81 on that stage. It is such a labor of love. I've got parents of students that come and participate. Maybe they did musical theater in high school and then went on to have their real job, and it's their chance to, fulfill that passion, that acting and performing passion. I've got, people that are still pursuing acting professionally, some of my teaching artists, and then some of our students as well. So it is truly a labor of love, and that'll be the weekend of July 11th through the 13th. We'll have our benefit concert in March. And if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you can find out all about how to help us fund that, because the community theater is our not-for-profit leg. And we fund that strictly through donations, local donations of people that really value the arts. And so that way, none of the actors on stage pay anything to be in those shows. It's all for free, and we're able to rent the Emlyn Theater, hire a great professional creative staff, and give everybody just a really memorable creative experience that's so filling for the soul.
We are really blessed here between the high schools and the teaching that they do there, the Emlyn Theater, Artistry, School of Rock, and LMC. Kids that are coming up who have an interest in this business just have everything right here locally for them. It's really great.
Not to mention LMC Media
That's
right
right,
here.
right
We have the
here.
movie theater next door over there. We've got some. Mamaroneck is full.
Oh, it's
of great
incredible.
things.
The
Yeah.
opportunities that these kids have, a lot more than I had on a tractor. So it's they are very blessed.
Well, it obviously worked out for you.
Absolutely.
Yes, it did. So, we're delighted to have Artistry as a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And we've talked about this last year, that we have both with Artistry and we just mentioned with Fred Astaire Dance Studio, we have all the places we can see if our members can learn something about their talents. So possibly we could talk about doing something like that for one night of the chamber like there. Some of them might have some acting skills.
Yes.
Some might have some dancing skills. We'll see if we can get something going. So, Heather, thank you for
Yes.
being on the show. We're going to close out in another minute and a half. So, you're hanging out for it.
Yes,
You're here,
of course.
Right? So great to have you here. Anyways, we've only got one upcoming event. And what event is that?
I think that you're talking about our Christmas party,
That's right.
Okay.
The annual Christmas party.
where we will be making donations to Dr. Kevin Maloney. So if anybody would like to donate, he does a fabulous job in giving gifts to all of the local children. People line outside in the absolute freezing cold outside of his office at night to receive something to give to their children. So we would really like to give back to him.
Yeah, we're actually honoring Dr. Maloney at the Chamber holiday party, along with new members, people who have joined the Chamber this year, and people that are experiencing milestones in their business, like LMC Media, who's 40 years this year.
Or the Murphy Brothers.
With that, you probably want to go to the LMC. We want to thank LMC for letting us do this show here. Where would we be without them? This is show number 9. God bless.
We do want to thank LMC, but before we do, I do have one more question for Heather. Did you ever sing Oklahoma while you were on the tractor?
Well, always. In fact, I played Ado Annie for a total of 130 performances in the national home of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma in an amphitheater in Tulsa. So from the tractor, to a local Oklahoma stage to here. I actually really want to direct Oklahoma for the community theater one of these days. So it's on the list.
I had a feeling. I just knew.
Yes. Mickey Mantle, Heather Capel, and Leon Russell. Right?
There you go.
Yeah, great.
Well, again, we'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast. You can learn more at our website, mamaroneckchamber.org. Special thanks to LMC Media. This podcast was recorded at their studio on the Avenue in Mamaroneck, New York. Visit lmcmedia.org to book your time in this state-of-the-art convenient location, walkable from the Metro North train station on Mamaroneck Avenue. You can also support this nonprofit media center at lmcmedia.org/donate.
Yes, we are auditioning for Heather Capella, maybe for a future show here. I know she's paying attention. That's it for show number 8, it is, okay? And we want to thank our guests, Mr. Emlyn Theater, David Bander, Bill Jablonski, the owner of Sedona Tap House, and Chamber Board member, Artistry's Heather Capel, and of course the ever-amazing LMC Media team for producing this podcast. The Chamber of Commerce will continue to work hard at following our slogan, which is...
Keep it local.
That's right. Keep it local. That is encouraging dining, shopping, hiring local, and acting local at places like Artistry. For more information how you can join the Chamber of Commerce, visit mamaroneckchamberofcommerce.org. We hope to see you all at the holiday party on December 12th at Hampshire Country Club. Santa will be there. Will you?